Hello and welcome to Golden Droplets episode number 11. My name is Ricardo Valls. I'm a PGO registered in the province of Ontario, Geology with over 36 years of international experience. In this episode, I will be talking about applications that you can use in the field with your iPhone or your Galaxy. I'm using iPhone because it has more applications for geologists. And to tell you the truth, at this moment, I can go in the field with just a hammer and the cell phone, and I can do all type of mapping and measurements, etc., etc. So let's go and check all the applications that you can use. Most of them are for free. Some of them are just 99 cents one time, and they are really useful. So see you in a minute.
I will start with locations, of course. The application that I use more frequently for locating map is the GPS Motion X. And it's a free version, but the one I have here is the Pro version, which costs 99 cents one time. So it's nothing. I usually, when I'm in the field, I just connect the cell phone to the lighter in the car and let it work all the time. So it will track all my movements, etc. And as you can see in a couple of seconds, the application have the advantage to work not only with the tower, the cell tower, but it works directly with satellites. When it will acquire the satellite, this red ball here, it will come green. So you can do plenty of things with the GPS Motion X. You can record a track. That's what I usually do. When I start the day, I just click record track, and at the end of the day, I stop it, and then I can save the track or send it by email or save it directly in one of Dropbox or any other cloud system. It records not only the track, it records the average speed, the distance, maximum speed, the elevations, etc. It can provide, and this is very useful, live updates. If you put this on, I will not put it because it takes a lot of battery. You put this on and the system will email a person with your location at regular intervals. So this is especially useful when you're working in places where you can get kidnapped or etc. It's a very nice thing to have. You can always have the map. The tracks, I have all my tracks here, and you can review a track that you did, and even pictures that you took during the track. You have a normal compass. You can put waypoints, and specifically you can test where are you located at this moment, and then you can mark the waypoint. You can take a picture of where you are, and the picture will have the coordinates of this point. And of course, you can share it. This is the auto live update, which I love, especially when you're working in dangerous places. So in general, the GPS Motion X is my preferred system for mapping, for taking the location where I am, etc. The other one that I would like to show you is the terrain radar. This is very simple. It just gives you the elevation where you are, and it tracks what it is in front of you. You just point to the direction. I'm close to the lake here, so all the elevations are more or less the same, but it's a useful thing, especially to get an accurate measurement of the elevation. Of course, you know Google Earth. I will not waste time explaining it. Google Maps is for when you are in the city and you need to get to the lab. You have the address, you know, you plot it in. It's the usual Google Map that everybody knows how to use. And so the same thing with maps. This is the iOS version, which is the same thing. But the one that I also want to mention is this Wi-Fi map, which is a program, an application that will let you know where close by there are free Wi-Fi stations in case you need to connect. So here I have, for example, the free connection of the subway. I also have in Hyde Park, in Kill Station, the Tim Hortons, the Osaka Sushi Japanese restaurant, the Great Lake College of Toronto, etc., etc. So I can go there and use the Wi-Fi. So these are the applications that I use for mapping. Now we'll go and show you the application that I use mostly in geology. So let us now look at some of the geological applications that I use. And as I said in my introduction, basically right now I can go in the field with just a hammer and my cell phone and do absolutely everything that I need to do. So let's open my folder for geology, and we start with Clino. Clino is the most important application that you may have in your cell phone. It's like a journal, notebook, a structural analysis, everything that you will do in geology in the field, you can do with Clino. There is, of course, under help, there is a description on how to use every part of the application. So please do that. Usually you start just by defining the project, you know, the name of the project, and it will give you the declination automatically. You can put a prefix for your sampling points. For example, here I have the Rio Negro 9 point. And then you select, as I said, you select a project. You have the option of a compass with a clinometer. You just click on the screen, just make a measurement, click again, click the lower one, and that's it. You get your measurements, and you can tap to add a rock type unit. You can add all the units beforehand, like having a stratigraphic column, and you just select from the list to which this specific measurement is related. The other one is the map, and the map, remember I just told you that I prefer to use Motion X. I usually have two phones, a small one that I have the Motion X running all the time, connected to the car or with a battery, and this one too. And again, the same thing as before, you have the locations of a point. Sometimes it has a picture on it, and you can look at the pictures, etc. Once you collect all the structural analysis, you can create a wolf diagram, a stereo net. And here in notes and what is the notes and images. This is the most important one. Once you get to a point, you press the location, which is the first one. Then you can take a picture. And when you take a picture, it shows down here the orientation, in which direction you took the picture. This is extremely useful. You know that sometimes you need to write, well, this is a view looking north. Well, this is a view looking at 53, 57 degrees, and that's it. You don't need to specify nothing. It's north, northeast. At each point you get, once you get the location, the GPS location gets automatically registered. You can take as many notes as you want. And the most important thing is that you can use the capabilities of the iPhone to press on the microphone and to dictate what are you looking at. So that speeds up a lot the description in the field. You can also take a picture, etc., etc., etc. So basically, you will only need Clino to do all your records in the field. The next one, the next two is this Folking Mobius or Lambert. And I will start with Lambert because it's simpler. Lambert is for structural analysis. It's very simple. You just put your iPhone in the measurement that you want to study, pointing the top of the phone should be pointing down to the maximum in the structure that you're measuring. And once you have oriented it, you just need to click and get the data. And it will, as you see, it gets the strike, the latitude, the longitude, the heading and dip. You can change this from planar to lineation. You can change the color, etc., etc. Once you finish, and you can make hundreds of measurements in seconds. If you notice, it's also giving you the micro Tesla, and you can name the collection. You can also do these kind of things manually. You can just for study say, okay, I need a dip like this. I need this. This is the way I'm gonna get it. Then you get the diagrams. You can plot some of the data. You can remove some of the data. You can get rows diagrams. You can get study of the joints. I mean, this is amazing. The other thing is that, as I mentioned, you can take hundreds of measurements in minutes, and then you go to the table and you get these files that you can then email to yourself or deposit directly in by AirDrop or in Dropbox, etc., etc. So Lambert is an excellent application to do this kind of a study. This other one is, you need to put it in auto, so it does the same. It just gives you much more options regarding the type of measurement. You see normal, the truss, right lateral, left lateral, etc. So use whatever you find easier to use. It also sends data, gives you summaries, etc., etc., etc. The next one is the Toolbox Pro. It was before it was called Measurements, and it contained a series of very useful tools for the trade. This is a seismometer, and when you click OK, and it registers the vibration of the earth. What I also use this is to test the porosity of the core. I just put my cell phone on a little toy car and I drive it through the core, and when it is very rugged, it will show it to me, and that will also be areas that are probably mineralized. So, and you get your Y and Z measurements that you can set. The other one is the teslameter. This one is amazing. It registers the micro Teslas, and you can use this in two ways. You can, for example, put this in your pocket and walk along a trench, and it will register the Tesla measurement for the trench. Or you can have it in your, again, a pocket, and go in the field, walk all day long, and at the end of the day, just download all the information and create maps. I'm going to show you a map that I did with this teslameter, and you will not believe that it was not done by Fugro using an airplane. So it's amazingly useful. Again, you have things like the magnifier, which is not very useful because you can do this with just pinching the image with your fingers and making bigger. But you know, you can get up to 3 for free. Not very useful, but I have it there sometime. The flashlight is a very nice thing, and I'm going to turn on the light. But one of the best things, besides that it has locations and compass, etc., is that gives you the option for SOS lights in case you need it. Then picture this. Picture this is an application that allows you to take a picture of a flower or a plant, and it will tell you exactly what the name of the plant.